If you can buy a Porsche, then you should be okay with the cost of repair, service, and incidentals, no matter what the cost. Says nobody who responsibly owns a Porsche and plans on keeping it. You see, here's the thing. Just because you can afford a thing doesn't mean that you should get comfortable overpaying for that thing. It's kind of like throwing cash off the edge of a bridge, looking back saying, it's okay, I can afford it. And that's a distinction that gets lost in the Porsche community all too often. You see, we talk about the cost of ownership. We talk about the cost of incidentals, the cost of maintenance. Every now and then we'll tell horror stories about our experiences. And that's okay. But invariably, Joe Porsche Troll is going to rear his head and he'll say something like, if you got to complain about $4,000 in maintenance costs, then clearly you can't afford the Porsche. Well, guess what? I can afford the car, I can afford the maintenance, as can most people that own Porsches. But that's not going to stop me from shopping for value. And in this video, I'm going to give you the best example of that. So, a few months ago, I did an episode with Nick, the Porsche technician. And, we were talking about some of the essential maintenance tasks that need to be performed on your car just to keep it healthy. And it became abundantly clear in that conversation that it was time for me to have some major maintenance done on the 911. And what I'm talking specifically is PDK fluid service and filter change. I need to have my drive belts change. So these are not things that I just want to go willy-nilly on having, anybody poke around and do. So I did what I recommend that any Porsche owner do. And let's reach out to a trusted indie shop, an independent repair specialist. Now guys, first let me tell you, if you don't have a relationship with a independent Porsche repair shop, then you're cheating yourself. Two is even better. Two separate shops is better, but you got to have a relationship with at least one indie shop because it gives you something that's very important. It gives you a totally different view of what the market is. When you have a relationship with one of these shops, you have an outlet that can tell you what something should cost, what parts you really need, why you need these parts. Is there an option on the repair? Is it urgent? It just gives you an idea of what the overall landscape of your Porsche repair is going to look like. And it also gives you something to compare to what the dealer rates are. Now, this is not a matter of finding the cheapest mechanic to work on your car. No, this is about getting as much information as you can about the repair requirements for your car. And information is leverage. So I did exactly that. I reached out to a couple of independent shops that are trustworthy, that have excellent reviews, and shops that I would have absolutely no problem working on my car. In fact, they worked on my cars in the past. And asked what would be the price for getting this service. And the prices that were coming back ranged from $1,800 to around $2,400 for the PDK service. And the drive belt service was a little bit more expensive, but it sat right around $2,000, $2,100. So getting these prices back, and again, these are respected shops, but getting these prices back kind of gave me a view of what the market looked like. So, the cost of this repair or this series of maintenance requirements is going to run me right at about $4,000 again. And it seems like $4,000 is just about the theme of the repair and service costs of late. But that being said, got the price in my mind. So just for giggles, I figured I'll give the dealership a call and see what their rates were. And the young lady, she respectfully put me on hold, and she came back, and the number that she said, guys, this number was so stupid that I nearly fell out my chair. But just to be sure, I asked her to repeat the number, but you know what? Say it one digit at a time, because the number that you're saying cannot be anything in any realm of reality. So she repeated the number, one digit at a time, and still I wasn't satisfied. I asked the lady, I said, hey, you know what? This can't be real. This has to be a joke. So can you email that to me and put that quote in my service file, because I need to have some documentation of this number. So she says, no problem. She boldly sends it over. And when I saw it pop up in my inbox, I only had one choice. I did what anybody would do. I booked an appointment immediately, because the price that she came out of her mouth with was almost half of what the best price was at an indie shop. So let me remind you, the best indie shop quote for the PDK service was about $1,800. And here my local Porsche dealership has quoted me just over $1,000, barely over $1,000. So here I'm in a whole Super Friends, Bizarro World type mindset, thinking, how in the world is this possible? But I got the quote in hand, so hey, I got to go with it. So hey, I'm thinking, well, if they're going to charge me this for PDK, I got to do, the next rational thing and see what the service is for the belts. And they come back with a belt change price that is even less than half. So not even $1,000, not even $900 for the belt service. Now keep in mind, none of this includes my PCA discount. So here I'm thinking that I'm just gonna call, just for giggles and grins, to see what the Porsche price is, just so I have something just to kind of bloviate over on the podcast. And guess what? They came in even lower. Now, I gotta be honest. I expected the dealership to be the more expensive option. That's conventional wisdom, right? Dealership, expensive. Independent shop, cheaper. But that's not what happened. Now, before we go any further, let me be clear. This video is not sponsored by Porsche, and it's certainly not sponsored by the dealership that's doing the work on the 911. In fact, I've reached out to this dealership on multiple occasions, with thoughts of possible collaborations. And quite frankly, they have expressed 0% interest in doing any level of collaboration with the Wastegate. So the reason that I'm doing this video is because the number that they provided me with for service surprised me. In fact, they were the least expensive option by a lot. And in fact, in this particular instance, they were the greatest value. And that's an important distinction that we need to make, because price, well, that's the dollar figure that you pay. But value, that's the service that you receive. So what am I getting? In this case, it's more than simply the repair. You see, I'm getting the dealer experience. I'm getting the convenience of being at the dealership. I'm getting the waiting area and all of its amenities. I'm getting the first class interaction with the service writer. I'm getting the experience of the technicians and their abilities to, efficiently solve the problems of this car, because that's all they work on is Porsches here. I'm getting the confidence and the infrastructure that goes with knowing that the car is at the dealership and them having the most recent, the most current state-of-the-art equipment to service the car. But not only that, I'm getting one more thing. I'm getting a loaner vehicle. And that in itself raises the bar. Because now I don't have to coordinate with somebody else to pick me up. I don't have to call an Uber and wait for the Uber to come and get me. I don't have to worry about my day being disrupted because I'm at the dealership and I don't know how long it's going to be and what the rush is, and I don't have to try and find an area in the corner that I can do my Zoom call, and it just makes the day so much more efficient and useful. And in my book, that right there is a whole nother level of value. So the question is, if the dealership is going to offer me the lowest price, a loaner, and all of the additional value addeds that I just mentioned, why wouldn't I go to the dealership? And you know what, guys, while I'm thinking about this principle, it doesn't just apply to maintenance and repairs on your car. It literally applies to virtually all of your auto expenses. I mean, take insurance, for example. You know, you probably have it set up on auto draft just like I do. And it comes out monthly or quarterly, or maybe you pay it in one lump sum at the end of the year. But basically what happens is you don't think about it. It renews, it goes up a little or it goes up a lot, but it's out of sight and out of mind. And you know what? If you don't check or shop your rates, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And if you're like me, you're probably overpaying. And that's why when given an opportunity to shop my rates, I did. And I used a little service called SmarterAuto. Now, only took a couple of minutes, but instantly I was able to see the variations of car insurance that were out there. And hey, saw cost savings and was able to take advantage of it. Now listen, let me be clear. I'm not telling you to go willy-nilly jumping somewhere changing your insurance because I said do so. I'm not telling you that. But what I am advising you and actually encouraging you to do is jump on SmarterAuto, take a look, and if it makes sense for you to change your insurance, update it, save you some money, have greater value, then you technically will be cheating yourself if you don't. So, I mean, it's as simple as scanning the QR code or hitting the link in the description. And you see, that's the point of this conversation. I didn't contact the dealership because I thought they were going to be cheaper than the independent shops. And I didn't think the independent shops were going to be more expensive. I called them because I wanted to know. And I think that's what intelligent Porsche ownership looks like. You don't assume that the dealership is going to be better. You don't assume that the independent shop is going to be worse. You don't assume that OEM is the only option, and you don't assume that the cheaper option is the better option. You investigate, you question, you get the facts, and then you make a decision. And you know what, guys? Sometimes the dealership will win. And that's the thing that some people simply struggle with. Sometimes the dealer is simply the better option. Not because it's a dealership, not because the dealership is better, but in a particular transaction, sometimes the dealer pricing, the dealership amenities, the convenience, the loaner, all of those things are better than the alternatives. And that's value. And that's what happened to me. I actually went into this thinking that, hey, I'm going to get a better value proposition with an indie shop. And that's not what happened. When I added up the price, when I added up the loaner and the convenience and how quickly they were able to get me in, well, that's value. And that's a value proposition that I just can't thumb my nose at. So now look, I say all of that to say this. The next time you have a maintenance issue or service issue on your car, don't just ask how much it is. Ask, what am I getting for this? Because if you get one quote for $2,000 and another quote for $1,500, well, $500 is significant. And if the cheaper quote, you know, they can't get to your car for 3 weeks and they're giving you a 90-day warranty, and the more expensive quote, well, you get a loaner, or they can work on your car immediately. They have better reviews. They give you a better warranty. Then that's value. It's more expensive, but it's certainly more valuable. There's another lesson at play here, and this is probably going to irritate some Porsche owners. But I truly believe that Porsche owners tend to wear high maintenance costs as a badge of honor. It's a Porsche. What did you expect? Well, I expect to pay for quality. I expect to pay for service. I expect to pay for maintenance. But what I don't expect to do is to stop thinking. If I can get the same or better service for less money, well, I'm going to investigate that option. And if the dealership provides me with greater value, I'm going to use the dealership. If an independent shop provides me with better value, I'm going to use the independent shop. It's just that simple. Now guys, if there's a bottom line, it would certainly be this right here. This lesson isn't about always using the dealership. It's certainly not about always using the independent shop. It's about shopping for the best value in your Porsche ownership. It's about having a relationship with at least one independent shop so that you know what the market looks like. Because price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Because sometimes the person that you think is going to be the least expensive, well, they're not giving you the best value. And on the other hand, sometimes the person that you think is going to be the most expensive, well, they're giving you the best deal in the room. And that's exactly what happened to me. So if you're going into Porsche ownership or you're in Porsche ownership, this is certainly a valuable mindset to have. You see, don't be afraid to spend money on your Porsche. Just be smart about where you spend the money.